Hello everyone, here's my E93 35xi with an n54 engine. It's completely stock except for the downpipes. So when I bought this car, it was burning oil badly. It was burning like 1 liter for 2000 miles, and there was no wastegate rattle at all. So I kind of knew that my oil pan was related to the turbos because it was smoking badly when I was idling to a stop. And there was no smoke when accelerating. So I was about to give it to the shop to rebuild my turbos, but then I came across MHD tune and decided to flash the car, see how it goes with the tune. And guess what? It stopped burning oil. So surprisingly, there was no white smoke coming out of the pipes at a light at all. Noticed that the turbo started to rattle badly at cold start and when letting off throttle. My guess was that someone adjusted wastegate actuators with some kind of tune to mask wastegate rattle before selling the car, which ended up with turbos burning oil because of the wrong actuator rod adjustment. So guys, for those of you who do not have any wastegate rattle but constantly seeing white smoke at the stoplights, make sure you flash your car back to stock before rebuilding your turbos. This way you can save some money. After flashing my car with MHD Stage 2, I ended up with a pretty bad wastegate rattle, and I didn't care much about the rattle until I started getting a 30FF code, which means either a vacuum leak or bad wastegates. So first I did all the vacuum lines and boost solenoids. I also had to replace one of the canisters because it was cracked, but it didn't work for me. I was still getting a 30FF code when pushing it hard. Then I started thinking of adjusting my wastegate actuators, and as you know, you can't get to the front turbo without taking the subframe out, and I didn't want to spend that much time on that, so I decided to go with the washer method. So all you need to do there is just to put two 8mm washers between the actuator and the turbo housing. Let me try to show this to you. See that shiny piece of metal? So that's where you need to put the washers in. There are going to be two bolts holding the bracket. That's the upper one, and they're going to be the lower one as well. I don't know if you can see it from here, but that's what it is. To get access to that bolts, you just need to get your radiator fan out, because see, there's too little space in there. You won't be able to squeeze your ratchet in there. I was also using my magnet tool to keep the washers in place, which I found was very useful. So this job took me about 1 hour, and now my wastegate rattle is gone, and there's no more 30FF code. So that's how you do it. So the rear turbo is easy to get to, but in my case, the 10mm adjustment nut was so corroded that no matter how many times I tried and what I tried, I wasn't able to turn it. So I decided that I could possibly go with the same washer method for my rear turbo. Alright, so this is my rear turbo, and this is the adjustment nut that I was unable to take off because it was so corroded. So what I did was I took those 3 nuts off that hold the actuator in place, and this is how I was able to take out the entire actuator with the rod. So you just need to take off this little pin over there, and you'll be able to take out the rod. So this might be a good alternative for those of you who have big mileage on a car, and if you are unable to tighten the knot, the adjustment knot, then you can just take the entire actuator out easily, taking like maybe 15 minutes, and then adjust the rod on the ground with, some simple tools.